I'm sure you're all familiar with the traffic jams, the crowded buses, the endless search for parking. We've all been there before. Transportation quite literally influences how we move through the world, whether it be through the densely packed streets of our megacities or driving through the chaos of rush hour traffic. Now, when I say the word transportation, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Is it just a way of getting from point A to point B? Or perhaps it's a journey. When you put it into perspective, billions of people take public transport every year. All of these people are traveling different places, but they're carrying out their jobs in order to keep the world running. Without transportation in the urban landscape of today, we would have nothing to take us to the places that we need to be in. Ultimately, the choices we make in how we move through the world have the power to shape our cities and this planet which we call home. So let's explore how transportation cannot just be a means of travel, but a pathway to a better tomorrow. As a child, aviation, more than any other form of transport, fascinated me. I would spend hours watching documentaries and investigations. Every time my parents planned a trip, I would be so excited that I couldn't sleep a day before. Getting to see the world 30,000 feet above sea level just has a thrill of its own, and that fascination hasn't left me, even today. Because for me, air travel not only connects people and cultures, but it also opens up so many opportunities and possibilities. It's going to be so exciting to see how the future of air travel will be shaped by technological advancements and sustainable practices. But it's clear that today we stand at a turning point. While technology and education have made great strides, the demand for highly skilled pilots and staff has never been higher, especially as we look to recover from the pandemic. But at the same time, we face a pressing need to address environmental concerns, specifically the impact of air travel on climate change. The aviation industry has a huge role to play in combating climate change and reducing CO2 emissions. It's time for us to find more sustainable solutions for air travel. The Cree, Aviation Alice, and ES-30 are three planes which are pioneering sustainable aviation by integrating electric propulsion technologies, drastically reducing CO2 emissions and combating climate change. The Cree is a tiny all-electric aircraft developed by Airbus way back in 2011, which was never commercialized as it's only a single-seater plane. But what it did do was show us the feasibility of electric technology in smaller aircraft. As we fast forward to 2022, we saw the emergence of two new cutting-edge electric planes, the Aviation Alice and the ES-30. The Alice is a much larger all-electric regional aircraft aiming to provide zero-emission flights. Similarly to this, the ES-30 is also a much larger all-electric regional aircraft aiming to provide eco-friendly and sustainable solutions for shorter routes. Together, these three aircraft represent crucial steps towards combating climate change and highlight the potential for electric aviation to revolutionize modern aviation as we move into the future. Another such technology that has been talked a lot about recently, and I'm sure many of you here have heard of it, is hydrogen fuel cells. Fuel cells generate electricity through a reaction between hydrogen and oxygen, with the only byproduct being water vapor. If integrated into modern aviation, hydrogen fuel cell technology can not only drastically reduce CO2 emissions, but also our dependence on fossil fuels. ZeroAvia, a company and a leader in modern hydrogen electric aviation, is at the forefront of this transformation. With their hydrogen-powered aircraft, they aim to offer zero-emission flights, making regional air travel far more sustainable than it is today. But by integrating this technology, ZeroAvia are not only looking to address the aviation industry's environmental concerns, but also supporting the broader goal of eco-urbanism. This approach encourages the development of green urban infrastructure, fostering urban living, and reducing pollution. ZeroAvia's advancements highlight the potential for hydrogen fuel cell technology to completely revolutionize aviation and really aid in achieving greener skies in the future. The last technology that I would like to talk about today is Sustainable Aviation Fuel, or better known as SAF. SAF is an incredibly promising solution for greener aviation. drastically reducing life cycle emissions by up to 80%, and its most important advantage is that it is already compatible with current aircraft engines and fueling infrastructure, allowing for a seamless transition from fossil fuels to sustainable aviation fuel. And despite challenges such as higher production costs and limited availability, ongoing technological advancements and regulatory measures are driving efforts to scale up production. So while SAF may not be a complete solution as of yet, it is an impactful and practical component of a multifaceted approach towards greener aviation, as proved by Virgin Atlantic in 2023 when they completed the world's first transatlantic flight solely powered by sustainable aviation fuel. But besides just replacing the fuel that we use in our aircrafts, international governments and organizations can play a huge role in propelling aviation decarbonization. I think it's important that governments set certain guidelines on how airlines plan and implement their decarbonization projects, and also can be used as a way to monitor progress. An already existing example of this is emission standards, which is a regulation that is in place to ensure that total airline emissions are lower than they are today, pushing airlines to find more sustainable ways to operate. But a unique and innovative solution moving forward could be introducing something like a green airline certification program, essentially rewarding airlines that use high percentages of sustainable technologies by providing them with financial incentives, such as tax breaks. This would also encourage other airlines to follow the same path. But to achieve net zero, as we call it, the power source powering our airports need to be green as well. Many airports have recognized the need to move away from unsustainable practices, such as using fossil fuels, generating large amounts of waste, etc. One modern example of greener airports of the future is Bangalore International Airport. It recently inaugurated its new terminal, and this new terminal is built solely from bamboo and locally sourced materials to minimize the airport's carbon footprint. Known as an airport in a garden, it connects passengers to nature throughout every step of their journey. Future airports could incorporate features such as rainwater harvesting, using recycled water for irrigation, and other extensive waste recycling programs, on top of using renewable energy as well. Other airports, such as those in Singapore and Zurich, are also setting precedents for how we should build the airports of our future. There are many alternatives to traditional fossil fuels, but among them, 3 have proven to be highly effective. While achieving net zero in the aviation industry and overall is going to take some time, rest assured that the aviation industry is at the forefront of this change. As airlines transition away from fossil fuels, and airports adopt eco-friendly practices, and governments provide the necessary support to accelerate this progress, we can envision a brighter, cleaner, and more efficient aviation industry. As an aviation enthusiast myself, I am thrilled to be part of this change as we move towards the future where technology, humanity, and nature can coexist as one.